clip that's like the cameras were rolling, but it's not part of the movie. Like Joaquin doesn't know the camera's on, and he's like in his white face paint, like that one scene before he does what he does to Randall. He's like writing and he's arguing with the cameraman, and he's like getting heated, and then he says like F it, I can't do this today, and he storms out. And then they cut back, and Joaquin is so embarrassed and like he feels like he's being called out. He's sitting there and he's like, yikes, I wish you didn't show that. That's embarrassing. I want to apologize. Like, sometimes when you're in character and it's like emotionally demanding, you get stressed. Like he's trying to like apologize because he looks like a total dick on that outtake. And then Kimmel's laughing the whole time. And I'm like, why would you, like, unless you're Eric Andre, why would you bring a guest onto your show to make them feel uncomfortable?
Yeah.
It's like, what a hack. I'm sorry. Like, Kimmel, get out of here.
He probably just bombed that when he thought it was going to go one way and then just went the other way.
Right. He thought Joaquin would be like, haha. But Joaquin was like seriously like embarrassed.
Yeah.
And it's like, and also Kimmel's just not funny. Like most of his comedy relies on children, which is weird. Whenever he hosts the Oscars, he brings children on. He like lifted up that one boy that one time, super awkward. The Oscars are the biggest cringe fest ever, by the way. And then like all of his YouTube content that I see from him, because I don't watch cable, who does?
Seriously.
And it's all like kid stuff, like tell your kids that you took their Christmas gifts, or tell your kids you ate all their candy, traumatize your children and send in your tape. Like, and that's all his content. And also like him sitting down and talking to children. I'm like, children funny, haha, is his whole brand. And I'm like, this is lazy.
Yeah.
Like, everyone knows kids can be funny. Like, whatever. Get out of here. Conan, you're really out here though.
Yeah, Conan doing some interesting shit. He going over to was it Kenya or Nigeria?
I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, he got like some type of special coming up where I think he's visiting. I think it's Nigeria.
Wow.
And I don't know what he's up to.
He's legit funny, and he legit like understands like the populace. I feel like a lot of talk show hosts really have this separation from real people.
Yeah.
I think that's especially clear in Kimmel. Like when he hosts the Oscars and he does the whole bit about like bringing people off the street into the theater to meet celebrities, and it's like, haha, laugh at the peasants. Like this is so elitist and weird. And so you're supposed to be watching it like laughing along. I'm like, no, this is only funny to you because you're rich.
Yeah.
Hashtag eat the rich, Joker. And anywho, I don't mean that. Don't eat the rich. That's not good.
Yeah, don't eat anybody.
Don't eat nobody. That should be specified. If they're poor, don't eat them either.
Yeah.
Just don't eat people.
Don't eat people. But all right,
don't eat Chicago pizza either. It ain't pizza.
Deep dish, yeah, pizza. It's like
we got cheese pie.
Cheese pie,
here.
yeah.
We got cheese pie over here. That's a New York accent.
Pizza.
What's the Chicago accent?
Yeah, da bass.
Da bass.
Da bass.
Yeah, who wants? Fuck your pizza over there. We got cheese pie with tomato sprinkle on top. I'm like, yeah, you got type 2 is what you have. Like, get out of here.
By the way, Niagara Falls pizza is better than Buffalo pizza.
I know you said that. I haven't had pizza for Niagara Falls.
Man, I'll go tell you to get a slice after this episode.
Shoot, if we got time, I'm down for it.
Yeah, go get a slice.
All right.
But
I like Lenovo.
What was I about to say? You like Lenovo?
Yeah, Lenovo.
I like Lenovo's pit wings.
Pit wings?
Yeah.
I've never had. I don't eat wings a lot.
No?
Only at like parties when
Hold on, you live in Buffalo, bro.
I know, but that's the thing is like when you're from there, it's like you take it for granted, I guess.
That's a fact. Yeah, I mentioned that.
I take good wings for granted. I think I had a buffalo wing like in like Pennsylvania or something. And I was like, what is this? Like, this ain't a wing. And then they were like, are you from Buffalo? And I was like, yeah. And they're like, oh,
yeah.
Get your hopes down.
Yeah. That's one of those things. You got to go, like, you travel a lot?
Not out of state. I go up to the Adirondacks for like the ministry effort I'm a part of is called InterVarsity. We work with campuses and stuff, and we have conferences in the Adirondacks like every like twice a year. And so I drive up there and back twice a year for like a week.
I got you.
Like conference. But other than that, like I went to Toronto. Like I heard you mention Toronto is your favorite city.
Yeah, I
liked it a lot. My first time going to Toronto, I went to see a concert. And I really liked it. But yeah, I really do miss traveling. I feel like I've been so stuck in Buffalo.
It's one of those things where like once you start traveling, once you start going to different states and different cities and whatnot, and you experience the food there, and you come back here,
you appreciate it.
Yeah, you appreciate it more.
That's true.
Especially wings. Like you can't get better wings. Honestly, what's the most disappointing for me? I went to Philadelphia, and you know what Philly's known for? They're the cheesesteaks.
Sure.
So now we go to Philadelphia. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm about to give me a Philly cheesesteak, and it's about to be banging. And I had it. I'm like, yo, this is I have way better food home.
Yeah.
Like I have way better cheesesteaks home.
I'm a big fan of the Rocky franchise, so I'm dying to go to Philly and run up those stairs.
You know what?
That's on my bucket list.
That's what I wanted to do, and I didn't do it. And I'm still disappointed in myself. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back to Philly. I'm a Sixers fan, Philadelphia Sixers fan. So I'm gonna go see another game.
Oh, speaking of the Joker and sports, this thing happened yesterday, and I think it happened specifically for me. Like God put that in my life. Like you need to tell Bryce this story to make him laugh.
Let's hear it.
So yesterday, people at Wegmans were dressed up as like Halloween stuff. The whole sub shop, we were dressed up like hungry hippos. We wore like ping pong ball necklaces and wore like homemade hippo masks on our hats.
Okay.
And it was like, we're hungry hippos. It was cute. But then this one dude who's like a dishwasher in like the back of the kitchen, I saw him like out of the corner of my eye. And he's got Joker face paint makeup, like legit, like the blue triangles, red smile. And I just thought like, I need to go home. Like, what is, like, I don't ever want to see, like, especially after that movie, I never want to see anyone wear that makeup.
Right.
And then he was wearing a sports jersey. And then it was Antonio Brown's jersey, and then he put like a piece of paper over Brown CL, so it said clown, and so he's like, I'm Antonio Clown.
I get you.
And so I was like, I have no idea what that means, but I think Bryce will really appreciate.
Yeah,
that.
that's actually pretty creative. Yeah, because Antonio Brown has been a fucking clown this season.
I have no reference for that, but yeah. I was like, I saw
like
the jersey
that.
and I saw the Joker makeup, and I was like, I'm seeing Bryce tomorrow. I'm going to tell him about this.
That's interesting. That's a good costume.
Yeah.
Okay, I can
Pretty
dig that.
eventful day yesterday. My roommate, Trevor, locked himself out of his room and I had to break into our own apartment, which is fun.
Yeah?
Yeah. It was just like...
You had to climb through the window?
Yeah, and I was in like someone else's backyard to do it. I just walked back there all bold and brazen, and then I like took a bucket and like stood on it, opened the window and like jumped in, and I was like, all right, that was far too easy.
So you might want to take some precautions,
right?
Man.
And then
you literally just told a lot of people how to break into your house.
Yo,
where do you live, Connor?
I live at just dox myself. Yo, I'm sure my roommates would appreciate it.
Right? That's lit. That's not lit. Don't do that. Don't break into Connor's house, please.
Please.
Don't do
You
that.
can come visit. I'm like, we got an open door. People come through. We're like a Christian household, so like anyone and everyone's welcome.
That's what's up.
But yeah, don't break in and like steal stuff. That's not cool. Don't do that, please. I'm asking, please, don't do it.
That'd be real messed up.
We were talking about something important.
Yeah, we was.
Then I went on that tangent.
Yeah, we went on a different tangent. What was he talking about? We talking about comedians. We talk about
we're talking about talk shows.
Right.
I
was going to ask you who's your favorite comedian right now? Who do you say?
Dang.
Have you watched any like new specials or anything?
Yeah, I still. Oh, Dave Chappelle.
I was going to mention that. Did you see the Dave Chappelle?
Dave Chappelle. I love the man. Just for so in the age of like PC culture and censorship, feel how you will about it. I will just shortly put it that I'm a free speech advocate.
Yeah.
I believe even if people say things that are offensive, it's part of a learning process. If you tell someone like don't say whatever, and then they're just like they don't know why and they don't understand why, then it just feels like they're being oppressed. That's what you see like in the conservatives like championing free speech. They feel oppressed because they can't express their opinions. But even if their opinions are wrong, let them express it and then let them be like, I think Alex really encompasses this well. Like he'll allow anyone to say anything to him, but he is a wicked smart guy who will then like debunk or like dethrone their bad ideology.
Yeah.
And like, that's what we need more of, you know? And I even think Alex, there are some things where he's expressed to me where I think he is wrong. And he's expressed that to me that he thinks I'm wrong on stuff. But the beautiful thing is that we don't like say you can't say that now.
Yeah, you have the conversation,
right? And that's
you need to have those conversations,
and that's where truth comes from. Truth comes from like everyone investigating what is the world we live in, like what is the framework in which we navigate this adventure of life, you know. But yeah, comedy, it's like people say like, oh, you can't joke about that. You can't joke about this. I'm of the opinion that nothing is sacred. Yeah. Joke about anything. Joke about black people. Joke about white people. Joke about gay people. Joke about straight people. Joke about get a beat going.
Bars.
Joke about it. And you know, and Dave Chappelle really encompasses that, especially the way like he will. And I love my LGBT brothers and sisters, but he will address how they behave negatively, how sometimes they can be toxic in the way they treat people online.
Yeah.
And it's like, he's really bold and brave to do that because it's like, and just like...
Especially with cancel culture.
Exactly. And then people are trying to cancel him, but I think our culture already is sick of cancel culture. And so everyone's just embracing like this guy, even though I don't agree with everything Dave talks about. Like, I think he can be like far too crude and unfair to some people, but I appreciate the fact that he's out there saying it. But then there's other comedians. This guy Nate Bargatze, who only really has one big special on Netflix right now, but it kills me every time I hear it.
Yeah,
he's also a clean comedian. I appreciate people like who can be comedians and really funny without being super crude or crass. I think there's an extra skill level to that because it's easy to swear or reference sex and get a chuckle. But this guy is clean, and he just like has this dry, deadpan humor, and it kills me. I also like Dimitri Martin. He's just like, his specials is just him listing puns one after the other, and they just hit you hard and hard.
Yeah.
Tom Segura, I feel like has sort of taken on Louis C.K.'s shoes. Louis C.K. got canceled. He's gone. Yeah, I still appreciate it. I still appreciate his catalog. Like, I'll still listen to him.
You ever watch a show? Lucky Louie?
I didn't see Lucky Louie. I've seen Louie from FX, and I've seen Horace and Pete.
There's Lucky Louie's that come on HBO years ago. This was like when I was in middle school. Maybe.
I don't think he likes that project very much from his...
That was whatever it was. That was his best one. Like, I remember watching that show weekly and being dead. Like, it was a funny-ass show.
Have you seen Louie on FX?
I've seen a couple. I've seen an episode.
It's the true, like, people say Seinfeld is a show about nothing. Louie is a show about nothing.
Yeah.
Like, it's just him living his life and, crazy weird things happening to him and him just like dealing with it. It's so hysterical. And then Horace and Pete was his like dramatic side. Like, there's some funny bits, but it is full and through a drama, and they shoot it like it's a stage play.
Yeah.
Like, there's just a couple lockdown shots, and he's got some big name actors in it, and he made it completely in secret and just put it on his website. And I like bought it and watched it, and I was like crying every episode. It was like every single like dramatic thing you could do. In modern times, they talk about like transgender issues, they talk about religious issues, they talk about feminism, they talk about politics, they talk about mental health a lot, they talk about disease, and it's all like real and happening, and it's like all taking place at this sad bar where everyone's miserable, and just like talking through things is the whole show, and I just like fell in love with it. And I feel like it's a shame that like I feel like Louis is someone who like really needed help more than a criticism. Like, he has like a problem, like what he did isn't good. I'm not trying to say like it was nothing, that behavior is not acceptable.
Yeah.
But it's like we too easily like see people who are like have these sexual problems, and we just like demonize them and cast them out and excommunicate them, like send them out, scapegoat, bye, instead of like sitting them down and being merciful and helping them through it. Mm-hmm. And I feel like we're really missing grace and mercy these days in culture. Everyone's so vitriolic.
Yeah, everybody wants to go and attack. It's all that you go on social media and it's just attack. And
that's my thing. Like, I try to talk to people, especially like on campus. I try to like talk to people about God, and I try to talk to people about the Bible, and they get so like
instant
angry.
Attack mode. Yeah.
And I'm always from a perspective of constructive conversation.
Right.
I always want to I want to appeal to you, and I want you to appeal to me. I'm going to listen to you.
Yeah.
And I expect to listen to me.
Exactly.
But then all they do, I can see in their eyes, they just plan their rebuttal instead of listening. And so it's like, they rebut to like the straw man they heard and not the argument you said.
Right.
And it's helped me to sharpen my language, and like I'm really apt with what I say. And like I really don't misspeak much anymore because of this whole situation. But I just like, I envy like me and Alex conversations of like, we're really gonna communicate well and like really try to find common ground.
Right. And that's how it should be. It's not that hard to do. It's really not. Like, I understand. And you don't like, there's a lot of things in this world that we're not going to agree upon.
Sure.
And that's okay. But what's not okay is just that you sitting there just shutting down anything that somebody has to say.
Right. You're going to end up very lonely.
Right. Yeah. That's not going to work out. That's not going to work out at all. You know what I mean? So, yeah, like I said, that's why I love having people on the show and just listening to what they got to say.
I've always liked the idea of doing a show like this. Like, I like Joe Rogan and stuff a lot. Like, I disagree with Joe Rogan. He just needs to have one smart Christian on his show. But anywho, he like the way he talks about the Bible makes me like want to rip my hair out.
Yeah.
But I digress. I love listening to him. Like the fact that he'll talk to anyone and everyone.
Right.
And liberal, conservative, free speech, anti-free speech, like whatever. He'll talk to them. Like he had the people on for Twitter, and they had like a debate between like a conservative free speech journalist and the Twitter executives about the way Twitter like censors people. And it was like, this should be what we see on the news. Mm-hmm. But it's like people like Joe Rogan, people who create these podcasts. And this is what I like about the internet. I'm going to misspeak. The the egalitarian